When Storage Wars first appeared on television, it introduced viewers to a simple but exciting idea. Abandoned storage units, left behind by people who stopped paying their rent, were auctioned off to the highest bidder. Buyers had only a few minutes to look inside from the doorway before placing their bids. They could not touch anything, open boxes, or dig through the items. They had to rely on instinct, experience, and sometimes pure luck. This format created suspense in every episode. Would the locker contain rare antiques, valuable art, or hidden cash? Or would it be filled with broken furniture and useless junk? That uncertainty is what kept millions of viewers coming back week after week. Over time, the show became more than just auctions. It became about personalities. Each bidder had a unique style, attitude, and strategy. Some were aggressive risk-takers. Others were calm and careful. Some were in it for profit, while others seemed to enjoy the thrill of the hunt. As seasons passed, audiences formed strong connections with these cast members. They laughed at their jokes, gasped at their discoveries, and even followed their personal struggles. The show made everyday auction buyers into reality television stars. Now, years after the early seasons aired, many fans wonder what happened to those familiar faces. Did they continue in the auction business? Did they leave television behind? Did success change their lives? In this article, we take a closer look at the most memorable stars of Storage Wars and explore where life has taken them after the cameras stopped rolling. Dave Hester was one of the most recognizable and controversial figures on Storage Wars. Known for his loud and confident "you up" shout, he quickly became a standout personality on the auction floor. Before joining the show, Dave already had years of experience in buying and selling items. He operated businesses like Newport Consignment Gallery and Rags to Riches Thrift Store in California. This background gave him strong knowledge of antiques and resale value. On the show, he was often aggressive in his bidding style. He would push prices high and challenge other buyers without hesitation. Some viewers saw him as a villain, while others respected his boldness and business sense. His confidence helped create drama, especially during his clashes with fellow bidders. However, Dave's time on the show was not without trouble. In 2012, he was fired after raising concerns about whether certain items were planted to increase drama. He later filed a lawsuit against the network, claiming wrongful termination. The situation attracted media attention and created tension behind the scenes. Although parts of the lawsuit were dismissed, Dave eventually returned to the show in later seasons. Today, he continues working in the auction business through his company, Dave Hester Auctions. While he may no longer be as active on television as before, his impact on Storage Wars remains strong. His catchphrase, bold style, and business confidence helped shape the early identity of the series, and fans still remember him as one of its most dramatic and unforgettable stars. Darrell Sheets, often called the Gambler, brought energy and risk-taking to Storage Wars. With his loud voice and fearless attitude, he was never afraid to place high bids on storage lockers that others avoided. Darrell had decades of experience in auctions before joining the show. His strategy was simple: take big risks and hope for big rewards. Sometimes his bold moves paid off in surprising ways. One of his most famous discoveries was a storage unit that contained original artwork by Frank Gutierrez. The artwork was later valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars, making it one of the most profitable finds in the show's history. Darrell often said he looked for the wow factor, and he usually trusted his instincts. However, not all discoveries were exciting in a positive way. In one shocking story, Darrell shared that he once found human remains inside a storage locker, which led to police involvement. This moment reminded viewers that the auction world could be unpredictable and sometimes dark. Alongside Darrell was his son, Brandi Sheets, known as the Side Bet. Brandon grew up learning the business from his father. While Darrell was loud and dramatic, Brandon was calmer and more thoughtful. Their different personalities created balance and occasional tension on screen. Over time, Brandon began to make independent bids and even compete against his father. After leaving the show, Brandon moved into real estate and property management. Sadly, he passed away in 2020 following an accident. His passing deeply affected fans who had watched him grow up on television. The father-son duo remains one of the most memorable partnerships in the show's history. Barry Weiss brought a completely different energy to Storage Wars. While other bidders focused strongly on profit, Barry often seemed more interested in fun and adventure. Known as the Collector, he had a relaxed personality and a unique fashion sense. He often arrived at auctions in stylish cars, wearing leather gloves and sunglasses, giving off a cool and confident vibe. Before the show, Barry had already built financial success through a produce business he owned with his brother. Because he was financially secure, he did not rely on storage auctions as his main income. Instead, he joined the show for entertainment and for his love of rare and unusual items. His humor and clever comments quickly made him a fan favorite. Viewers enjoyed watching him inspect lockers with curiosity rather than stress. In 2013, Barry decided to leave the show to explore other opportunities. He later starred in his own spin-off series called Buried Treasure, where he traveled across the country searching for unique collectibles. Although he stepped away from Storage Wars for several years, he eventually returned in later seasons, surprising fans and bringing back a sense of nostalgia. Outside television, Barry has continued enjoying life away from the auction spotlight. His personality added charm and variety to the show, proving that not every bidder needed to be aggressive to succeed. His relaxed approach and love for interesting stories made him one of the most beloved stars in the series. Jarrod Schulz and Brandi Passante were often referred to as the Young Guns. They brought youthful energy and relationship drama to Storage Wars. When the show began, the couple operated a thrift store in Orange, California. They joined the auctions hoping to find items they could resell for profit. Their personalities often clashed in entertaining ways. Jarrod was more impulsive and willing to take risks, while Brandi was cautious and focused on careful spending. This contrast created humor and tension on screen. Viewers enjoyed watching them debate whether to place higher bids or walk away. Their popularity led to a spin-off series titled Brandi and Jarrod, Married to the Job, which offered a closer look at their business and family life. Although many believed they were married, they were actually longtime partners rather than husband and wife. Over time, their relationship faced challenges, and eventually they separated. Even after their breakup, both continued appearing on Storage Wars, sometimes bidding against each other. This added a new layer of emotion and unpredictability to the show. Brandi has remained active on television and social media, building her own identity beyond the relationship. Jarrod has kept a lower public profile in recent years. Together, they represented the struggles of balancing business with personal life. Their story showed that reality television fame can bring both opportunity and difficulty. Years after its debut, Storage Wars continues to hold a special place in reality television history. It turned ordinary auction buyers into public figures and brought attention to a business that many people knew little about. The show mixed competition, suspense, humor, and real-life drama. It also reminded viewers that risk is part of life. Sometimes a locker holds hidden treasure. Other times it holds disappointment. The same can be said about the lives of the cast members after the show. Some continued building successful businesses. Others faced personal struggles and loss. Some returned to television, while others chose quieter paths away from the spotlight. Through all these changes, fans remain curious and connected to the stars they once watched weekly. The appeal of the show was never just about money or antiques. It was about human personality, bold decisions, and unexpected outcomes. Even today, viewers can revisit episodes and relive the excitement of those auction moments. The legacy of Storage Wars lives on through reruns, spin-offs, and the lasting popularity of its cast members. The stories behind the bids continue to interest fans, proving that the real treasure was not just inside the storage units, but in the lives of the people who open them. Reality television can change a person's life very quickly. One moment, someone is living a normal life, running a small business and attending local auctions. The next moment, they are recognized in public, followed by cameras, and discussed by fans online. This sudden fame was something many of the Storage Wars cast members experienced. For some, the attention was exciting and opened new doors. For others, it brought pressure and personal challenges. Being part of a successful show means dealing with interviews, public opinions, and constant judgment from viewers. While the auctions looked simple on screen, the reality behind filming was often demanding. Cast members had to travel, film long hours, and sometimes repeat scenes for better television. Over time, this lifestyle can become tiring. After leaving the show, many stars had to adjust back to a quieter life. Some returned to focusing fully on their businesses. Others explored new opportunities in media and entertainment. Social media also became an important tool. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook allowed former cast members to stay connected with fans and promote their work. The experience of fame shaped each person differently. Some embraced it and built new brands around their personalities. Others preferred privacy and stepped away from public attention. What remains clear is that appearing on Storage Wars was a major turning point in their lives. It gave them exposure, financial opportunity, and a place in reality TV history. Even years later, fans continue to search for updates, proving that the impact of the show extended far beyond the auction floor. The popularity of Storage Wars also changed the storage auction industry itself. Before the show aired, storage auctions were mostly local events attended by experienced buyers. After the series became successful, many new people entered the market hoping to find hidden treasure. Auction attendance increased, and competition became stronger. Some longtime buyers even complained that the show made it harder to find good deals because beginners were driving up prices. At the same time, the series educated viewers about how the process works. When a person stops paying rent on a storage unit, the facility can auction the contents to recover lost money. Buyers must act quickly and use their experience to estimate value from limited information. The show highlighted both the risks and rewards involved. While it sometimes focused on dramatic finds, it also showed that many lockers resulted in small profits or even losses. In real life, storage buying requires patience, knowledge, and strong business skills. Many former cast members continue working in this field, proving that it can be a steady source of income when done wisely. Others use their television fame to expand into online sales, antique dealing, or real estate. The industry continues to exist both on television and in real life, but experienced buyers understand that success depends more on research and discipline than luck. The show may have made the business look glamorous, but behind every profitable locker is careful planning and years of experience. Years after its early seasons, Storage Wars continues to attract viewers. Reruns are watched by new audiences, and longtime fans enjoy revisiting classic episodes. The reason people still care about the show and its cast is simple: the personalities felt real. Each bidder had strengths and flaws. They argued, laughed, celebrated, and sometimes failed. This honesty created connection. Viewers did not just watch auctions, they followed personal journeys. The excitement of opening a locker is easy to understand because it reflects something universal. Everyone dreams of discovering something valuable in an unexpected place. Beyond the treasure hunts, the show also reflected themes of risk, ambition, and resilience. When cast members faced setbacks, whether financial or personal, audiences felt invested. That emotional bond is why people continue searching for updates about where they are now. Nostalgia also plays a powerful role. For many fans, watching the show was part of a weekly routine. It reminds them of a certain time in their lives. Reality television often captures cultural moments, and Storage Wars is one of those programs that defined an era of competitive reality shows. Even as new series come and go, the original cast members remain memorable. Their catchphrases, rivalries, and big discoveries are still discussed online. In the end, the real success of Storage Wars was not only in the items found inside storage units, but in the lasting interest it created in the lives of the people who took those risks. One of the reasons Storage Wars became so popular is because it showed something very simple but powerful: risk and reward. Every episode was built around a question. Would this locker change someone's life, or would it become a costly mistake? That same question applies to life outside the auction world. The cast members did not always win. In fact, many times they lost money, but they kept coming back. This showed viewers an important lesson about business and courage. Success rarely comes without failure. Buyers like Dave Hester were confident and aggressive. Others like Barry Weiss were calm and selective. Darrell Sheets trusted his gut and took big chances. Jarrod and Brandi often debated before making decisions. Each style reflected a different approach to risk. Watching them taught viewers that there is no single path to success. Some people succeed by being bold. Others succeed by being patient. Another lesson from the show is that appearance can be misleading. A storage unit filled with dusty boxes might hide something valuable. At the same time, a locker that looks full and promising might contain nothing of worth. This idea connects to real life. People and situations are not always what they seem. The show also reminded viewers to stay humble. Even the most experienced bidders made mistakes. Pride sometimes led to overbidding. Excitement sometimes led to poor judgment. Over time, the cast members learned to control their emotions and think more clearly. These lessons are part of why fans continue to respect them. The auctions were not just about money. They were about decision-making under pressure. They were about staying calm when others were shouting bids. They were about knowing when to walk away. In many ways, the storage auction floor became a small stage where life lessons were played out in front of millions of viewers. While the show focused mainly on auctions, many cast members experienced personal growth that viewers did not always see. Being on television can change how a person sees themselves. It can build confidence, but it can also expose weaknesses. For some stars, fame created opportunities to grow their businesses. For others, it highlighted personal challenges that needed attention. Relationships were tested. Friendships changed. Business partnerships shifted. Jarrod and Brandi's separation showed how difficult it can be to mix personal life with public attention. Darrell and Brandon's father-son bond showed how family can work together under pressure, even when disagreements happen. Dave Hester's legal battle revealed how conflict behind the scenes can affect careers. Through all of these experiences, the cast members had to adapt. Some chose to move into new industries like real estate. Others continued in auctions, but with a lower public profile. Barry Weiss explored travel and collecting, showing that life after reality TV does not have to mean disappearing completely. Instead, it can mean choosing new adventures. Growth often comes from change, and leaving a successful show can be one of the biggest changes a person faces. When the cameras stop, individuals must decide who they are without the spotlight. Many former cast members have spoken about enjoying quieter lives with family and friends. This balance between public fame and private peace is something many reality stars struggle to find. In the case of Storage Wars, it seems that most of the cast members eventually found their own way forward, using the experience as a chapter in their larger life story rather than the final destination. Today, Storage Wars remains an important part of reality television history. It proved that even a simple idea, like auctioning abandoned storage units, can become exciting when combined with strong personalities and